What up, everybody? It's your boy Rick Parma, and we're gonna talk about Autotune on Talking Music. Okay, so Autotune, is it good? Is it bad? Is it important? Is it not important? Should you use it? Should you not? Let's discuss this right now. First of all, Autotune is just a digital effect. It's just something that you can add to your voice, like reverb, like delay, like compression, things like that. What I've noticed is that people are always cracking on Autotune in a lot of comments that I read in different posts and different groups and stuff, cracking on Autotune because the group that I'm usually seeing this in is a singer vocalist group. Okay, so in a singer vocalist group, they're kind of pushing more along like, hey, we should be able to actually sing, and stay in key and all that kind of stuff, stay in pitch and not be worrying about our notes and all that kind of stuff. And I understand that. I think that makes sense. You don't want to go sing a nice love song and have your voice kind of going up and down because Autotune is trying to keep up with what you're singing. In today's world, though, in like the hip hop and the pop world, it's used as a sound effect. Okay, it started with back in the day with Cher. Okay, her song "Believe." This was in the 80s or something like that. She didn't even use it really in the chorus. She kind of used it in her verse, and it was just a way for the producers. They were saying that it was something that we wanted to do to kind of just do a different sound effect that wasn't typically done before. And instead of just adding a normal harmony or whatever, having Cher do doubles on her vocals, they wanted something different. And then she ended up using a little bit more in, other songs later on, but it was just to create a sound effect. Now we go from that and we fast forward to the king of Autotune, which is T-Pain. And T-Pain, the difference between T-Pain and a lot of the other guys out there that are using it is T-Pain can actually sing. Okay, clearly you know that he can sing in different recordings, like for example the song Mashup. He's got a great voice. He's got a great R&B voice. I'm like, he's got a real voice that he actually knows how to sing. And that's the difference between him and a lot of the other rappers out there, Migo, and you got Kanye West, and you got all these other people that are using Autotune just because they really can't sing, and it just makes their voice cool with the song. You know what I mean? So if you wonder how it would actually have sounded if they took it off, but it's at the same time, it's kind of when you're not really singing and you're just rapping, you're just kind of talking with a rhythm. What's the point of Autotune anyway? But it fits in today's mentality of sounding cool as opposed to really working hard to get your voice to sound a certain way. T-Pain just can't sing like that because he just is a rapper and he never tried singing before, and all of a sudden he opens his mouth and he sounds great. No, he actually worked on it. Every singer that sounds good, they actually had to work on it. They actually had to learn how to sing good, learn how to hit their range, learn how to go up and down effortlessly, switch from their chest voice, their mixed voice, their falsetto, and back, things like that, without having to always stop and let's do it again, and so that's the difference between the king of Autotune and some of these other guys out there. And it's also used in the pop world too. I mean, Kesha is famous for it. All of her tunes have Autotune on there. But if you think about it, it's really in the use of the sound that they're going for, and then you have to also put this context in this particular place. Back in the day, from the 70s back, all the instruments were real instruments that needed to be tuned themselves. Okay. And if you tune a piano all the way up, it's going to be in tune, but there's never perfection, okay? It's never perfection. You might tune an A to 440, but as you play it a little bit, that's going to go down to maybe 438, 435, or maybe it's a slightly bit, higher. The singers back in the day, they were singing to the instruments that were live instruments: drums, pianos, guitars, different guitars. So you had electrical guitars, you had acoustic guitars, you had pianos, different types of pianos, all acoustic pianos. Then you had acoustic instruments like trumpets, saxophones, things like that, flutes, all those kind of things. Strings, a lot of strings in old music that were real strings, little orchestras that they put together to make these backgrounds, right? So there's a difference between singing with real instruments and you're all trying to stay in one general tuning, as opposed to playing on a keyboard or synthesized music that's done on computers, drum machines, things like that, where everything is completely digital. Now you try to match a singer who is maybe a good singer, but not like really great singer. They're gonna not be in tune all the time to a real synthesized computer, you know, that kind of stuff, and keyboards where they're perfect. So that's why I feel that Autotune is being used a whole lot more nowadays than it ever was before. And it's because of the fact that it's kind of, you have to match the singer now to the technology. We're not robots. We are not digital. So we have a variation in our voices that is going to be a slightly bit different from this digital equipment that we're all using nowadays. If you sing a note for, say, a whole note, nah, chances are that note is going to waver just a little bit here and there, okay? And if you've used Autotune in your, you know, like Logic or Pro Tools or any of those other DAWs out there, those digital audio workstations, and you check an Autotune and you're singing, even if you're a good singer, you'll see that it just kind of, it moves a little bit here and there, just a little bit. A bad singer is going, it's like trying to find the note. It's like, what the heck am I looking for? That's the difference. You want to be as good a singer as you can. You want to be able to hit the notes and stay in tune as much as you possibly can, and as close as you possibly can. If you're going to use Autotune, then just use it for an effect. Don't use it to fix yourself. Fix yourself by fixing yourself personally. You know, fixing your voice personally. Train your voice. Try it as much as you can. When I first started singing, I wore a rubber band on my wrist, and I would have headphones in, you know, because I did a lot of solo gigs. But a lot of times you're singing in restaurants and things like that where they don't really want you that loud. So I had to bring everything down as volume, but now I'm barely hearing myself either. So I put headphones on just to make sure I can hear myself and enjoy the music myself that I'm singing, because the monitor is so quiet, I'm hearing more people talking than I could even hear myself. So I wore headphones for at least 2.5, 3 years straight at every gig. And every time I noticed myself go a little off, I flicked myself with the rubber band. So, and it really got me in, you know, in line to make sure that I focus on my tuning. Use tracks a lot to practice with or to do gigs with because of the fact that they're always in tune. Sing with those for a while. You'll get yourself in tune pretty quickly. That's just a little tip from me. But what I don't like about the music industry is the fact that we're starting to lose dictation. There's a lot of artists out there that you just can't even understand what they're saying, or it just sounds so muddy and it just sounds so like, what are you doing? This is what I feel is happening in the studio with some of these artists. Take a look. Send me your location, let's focus on communicating, cause I just need the time and place to come through. Okay, I like the way that sounded, but let's see if we could muddy it up a little bit. Alright. Send me your location, let's focus on communicating, cause I just need the time and place to come through. Okay, that sounds bad, but not bad enough. Let's try to make it even worse. Really? Alright. Send me your location, let's focus on communicating, cause I just need the time and place to come through. Nice, I like that. Really? Said little you can with me if you wanted to. These are red bottoms, these is bloody shoes. Alright, that sounded really good. But let's try to make it to where you sound kind of stupid. Said little you can with me if you wanted to. These is red bottoms, these is bloody shoes. Okay, that don't sound stupid enough. Let's actually make it to where you sound like you're a deaf guy talking. Seriously? Okay, let's try that. That little you can
with me if you want to. These expensive things is bad bottom, these are bloody dudes.
Perfect. Nice. Let's a rap.
Really? You like that? Oh boy.
Okay, now it's a little over the top, but if you think about it, it sounds pretty much like what they ended up with, right? We have got to make ourselves better as musicians, singers, and that will continue to create better music that way. You don't use auto-tune to fix something, okay? You shouldn't be using compression to fix your vocal, you know? You shouldn't be using reverb to mask your vocal. You shouldn't be using your delays in a way to mask how you really sound. You should be using them to enhance your positioning in the room and enhance your voice. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next video. Peace.